So again, one of the interesting things about the Guggenheim Prizes developed over the last decade or so is that we're discovering brilliant new talent through the competition. But also the competition has gained such prestige now that it's attracting entries from highly established writers, people who are already highly established. The prize was won one year by Suji Kwok Kim, whose first book had received so many prizes and accolades and was shortlisted for the Griffin International Poetry Prize. Her winning poem was published in the latest Best American Poetry Anthology, featured in the Guardian Poem of the Week just last month. And so last year, when we judged poems anonymously, and last year when I was going through the list of prize-winning poems and checking them against the contact sheets, I discovered that one of the prize-winning poems is by Kim Addonizio. I said, Jesus, this means Kim Addonizio knows that the Munster Literature Centre actually exists. So I decided I'd chance my arm, and I said, Kim, would you ever be interested in coming to the Cork International Poetry Festival? And her generosity, she said yes. And I decided to chance my arm again. I said, Kim, would you have any new poems you could give us for the next issue of Southword? And Kim, her generosity, said yes, and she gave us new poems. And then I decided to chance my arm if again. And I said, Kim, we actually publish essays in the journal as well. So we have an essay you can give us. And Kim, in her generosity, gives us an essay. So would you please welcome Kim Addonizio.
That I entered the competition also meant Kim Addonizio needed money as a successful non-academic poet. So I'm going to read one poem of the ones that are in this book and then read the essay. And thank you so much for having me here and also frantically revising the essay at the last minute so I could get it into you. But I'm going to start with this poem, Still Time, and it mentions Severn, which you probably know was the artist who accompanied Keats to Italy when he was trying to recover and where he died. And I was reading some excerpts from his letters. In Severn's letters, Keats is still alive. Did I say the title? This is Still Time. In Severn's letters, Keats is still alive, though coughing blood. One day he's better, then things look very bad, and if you stop reading, he's still lying there, calmer again and clearer, before they take his body out and burn the wallpaper. In books you fall in love with, you always slow down a few pages before the end, but then there you are, with only the back cover blurbs that say, this story will make you cry, and maybe an outdated photo. When you photograph the famous fountain, the water stops moving, but water never really stops moving. Your plush lion swirled away. Your parents floated off, okay, but also that wine stain on your shirt only looked permanent. After the horrifying bats in the cenote, little gold-flecked fish appeared. You finally stopped sobbing in the bathroom at weddings. You can't go back to 1821 and invent streptomycin, or stop the poet's kindly doctor from bleeding his patient. But you can climb the stairs to that room in Rome and see the flowers on the ceiling, the same one Keats held in his fevered gaze for weeks. That's as close as you can get. Go home. Your miserable bitch of a neighbor is gone, carried out, and never to return. So those little things that make life. This is a short essay called We Are Poets. We sit in a room at a desk, or maybe in an old door on sawhorses that serves as one, or maybe we have a closet or a corner to work in. We call it work, trying to think of the right adjective for a tomato, a rhinoceros, a body part, counting syllables under our breath, staring into the leaky void and trying to fill it faster than it empties. We need a metaphor for the moon, the bald moon that's been described so often and looks down at us amused that we are still, after all these years, trying to say something about it, because don't we still care about the moon? And isn't it still up there, even though the scientists say it's slipping away from us farther into space year by year? We adore the moon. We loathe the moon, the golf ball, eyeball, breath mint, death pill moon, the slice and fingernail and sliver on which a humbled figurine of a boy sits fishing among the stars, that we also adore and loathe, while they go on twinkling and shining and blazing their dead metaphorical light into our dazed brains. For we are dazed, we are stupefied, we have heard too much and read too much, and we know about the timeless subjects that are ours and the time-bound lives we have to make them new. In cafes, we hunch over our notebooks or laptops in the classic posture of our tribe, tuning out the conversations or eavesdropping for language we can steal. For we are thieves, snapping up words and images like bats skimming over the river in the evening when the gnats are plentiful. We read the dictionary, the thesaurus, what's it so hard to say? The billboard, the scientific article. We gawk at accidents to take away the crumpled metal and shattered windshields. A gaudy piñata split open on the highway median, its treasures are ours. We hike down into the crevices of our lives and write that our father was distant and our mother unfulfilled, that the funeral descended into drunkenness and the trip to Hawaii was the end of the marriage. We listen to the snake kiss tape hiss of the past, to radioactive tumbleweeds being blown across the plains, to the hooves of pygmy horses that once roamed the valley after the oceans receded. We encounter creatures in the underworld and migrants crossing the river, and we follow that river into loneliness and death. There is clearly something very wrong with us. We go to workshops where we read our poems aloud to each other to see what is wrong with them, hoping there is nothing wrong. But like us, our poems are flawed. Someone suggests removing a comma and then the opening 3 stanzas. And someone else wants more about the turtle and the roommate. And a third thinks the Baton Death March metaphor is too melodramatic. So we go home and write again about the end of the marriage and the distant father as the behemoth moon rises over the radioactive river. We try to understand the unknowable minds of editors. What made them choose from an avalanche of submissions a particularly chilly fog of words, numbing to the touch, the language baffling or insipid or patently dull. And though no one will buy us but us, we produce slim, overpriced volumes and hope they will find a place in the local bookstore, where a handful of dead poets have passed into obscure immortality, twinkling and blazing on a back shelf. We love the poets who are no longer here. We gaze at their images on book jackets and their death masks behind glass, and we visit their graves and leave a stone or flower, and sometimes say one of their poems back to them, wondering if they can hear it under the earth, because this is what poets do, wonder, and we open their books to hear what they say to us about the timeless things. We long to know them, to share a glass of ale in a gone tavern, or wander through the Lake District, or stand beside them, listening to ghosts in the rain, or the wind across the steppes. We want to rescue them from the humiliating job, or the forced march, or the firing squad, or their madness, to lull with them as the grass bows down, and bring them the sunflower, and recite a sutra, and follow them to Siberia, Persia, Montana, and Chofu Sa. We love their prayers and blues and jugs of intelligent wine, and even their black milk. Someone has to drink it. When we are alone, confused, aimless, desperate, which we are often, these poets comfort us. Unlike the distant father, but maybe he was in another way too close, and we write about that. Unlike the unfulfilled mother, who was on second thought too selfish to notice us, and here are the words to say so. Unlike the terrible lovers and power-mad rulers, the spirits speak to us and wait for us to answer. For the failures of love and humanity are ongoing and legion, and require more words from us to count the ways. To many we may seem mythical creatures, though like you we stew in traffic jams and grow bored in waiting rooms and fill with dread as the dental assistant approaches. We walk among you at the city park with our dogs and plastic bags for waste. We are there in the artichoke fields and the hospital rooms, and in the grain silo in winter, when the mice burrow in and the train takes the bend with a shrieking of brakes, and the motel ice machine on the highway unloads its cold sorrow into your waiting bucket. We stand behind you in the grocery checkout line, studying your big bottle of Tito's vodka, your bag of Fritos scoops, your frozen 4-cheese pizza with the cauliflower crust. Or it could be that those are our purchases. Sometimes it is difficult to know where we end and you begin. For we are poets everywhere and in every time. We are often invisible, often unheard, but we labor to make our melodies as sweet as we can, and we play them for love and for you.